Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video on Gran Turismo 7. We're back with a daily race B from last week at Road Atlanta in Group 4. Now this was a brilliant race. Make sure you watch this one all the way to the end for some amazing battling. And if you do enjoy this video, feel free to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and you might catch these when they're done live, because this was actually a live stream race, but we've turned this into a video. So yeah, let's get on with this. Starting from P6, we deliberately set a reasonable lap time, not anything too fast on our second account, just so that we have to battle our way through the field a little bit. Just makes it a little bit more fun, especially when these races are quite short, because you've got to get the moves done. We've only got 6 laps to make these moves. It's a short lap. Let's see what happens. And this combination was actually surprisingly entertaining in terms of chaos. There was quite a high percentage chance that there would be a little bit of chaos in this, because obviously four-wheel drive, slipstreaming, long straight, a couple of very tricky corners, including this one here, where in the end I figured out it was actually a little bit faster in the Subaru just to take the proper line through that corner, and it was more consistent. The GTR, you kind of had to go over the grass, but the Subaru, you could just take the proper line. We're going to have a little look up the inside here, but not actually send it there, back out of that one, but we kind of offset his line a bit through there, but he's going to keep hold of that P5, and now we're going to upshift to third gear for that exit speed and try and see if we can get any slipstreams on this straight. So you can see everyone in a long line of each other. This straight extremely long, and this is the straight where it opens up a lot of overtaking moves going into the chicane at the end of the straight. So picking up that slipstream, are we going to be close enough in the braking zone? It doesn't really look like we are. We're a bit too far back, so we're just going to have to make sure we spot our braking point. And then we see an absolute send from P4. I'm not sure he meant to do that or not, but it was an absolutely send. And that opens the door for me to go up into P5 also and knocks the other car down. Now, as we're coming through here, car on the inside there, tries to go for the move, gives us a little bash on the inside. That knocks us wide. Luckily, as we rejoin, we just about save it without hitting him. That was a close one, I can tell you now. That was extremely close, but we just about avoided him. But we're back down to P6. Let's see if we can get back up amongst the front runners and try and get back in this race. That really did start us a little bit. I thought we were going to actually wipe him out on the exit there as we rejoined the track, but we managed to hold it and just about avoid him. But working our way back through these corners, these tricky section of track here, and we can see the car ahead has got a 1-second penalty, probably for track limits on the curb, where you take a little bit too much curb, very easy to pick up a penalty. And now we can see he's having a little look up P4. Can we find the way to get up close to P4 or P5 here? We can see the top 3 are starting to pull away a little bit here now. They're all in a slipstream together, and they're starting to break away, so we need to get this move done. One thing is here, we're going to get a free position here when he takes the penalty, and then we're going to be able to get back into P4 slipstream. So following in the slipstream, can we get back into P4 slipstream? We're going to take this through now. We're going to go straight through his car just to get as much slipstream as we can out of that one. And now we're back behind P4, and again, we're way too far back to think about a move. But the good news is, at the front, they're battling. As soon as you battle on a track like this in Group 4, you lose a lot of lap time. Any sort of battling in these kind of cars at this kind of track, you're going to lose a lot of lap time, probably over a second a lap. So hopefully they're going to carry on with that battling while I push on, try and catch up to P4 and try and see if we can get in a rhythm on this track. Now, I think this is one of the early races we did, so just trying to find the rhythm with the Subaru. You can see throwing it into this corner, using 4th gear to power out of it, and then into this tricky section, which I realised just staying in 4th gear in the Subaru was a better way to do it. Just stay in 4th gear, use the curb, get on the power, and power our way through to this next tricky section. Like I say, some people going on the grass, you can use the grass if you want. I decided in the end, just like I say, just use the curbs. It was faster in the Subaru, I think, or it was more consistent anyway. And as we come through, we've got a run on the Spanish driver in front of us. We're going to have a little look up the inside. He's going to give us space. He actually brakes nice and early and tries to just cut back behind us there, and now he's going to tuck into our slipstream, I think. So trying to get on the power in 3rd gear. Can we pick up the slipstream from them cars ahead? Nearly got into it. 1.5 is the slipstream range, and we're just 1.6 behind, so just outside the slip. Will the driver behind us decide to go for a move at the end of the straight? He's picking up that slipstream. Will he go for this move into the chicane? So he's getting closer and closer and closer all the way up the chain. We're going to go a little bit defensive, but you see he actually lifts off and brakes early, because I don't think he wants to battle. He wants to try and catch up this group ahead and obviously work together. So fair play to him. We're going to carry on pushing and see if we can catch up to the podium battle there, and see if we can even push on for the win in this race. Let's see what happens as we work our way onto lap 4. And you see quite a big gap to them, that lead group up there, but they are battling, and if we can put in a good lap here now, this would be perfect. So sliding the car in almost perfectly into that corner. That's what you have to do in this Subaru. almost get it drifting into that turn one, and then really take a lot of the curb off on the right hand side. Make sure you stay on the power as much as you can through there, almost completely flat. And then on this downhill section, having to go into 5th gear a little bit early because we were getting a bit of understeer there, and then use the curb on the right, again chuck it into 4th gear. Actually took a little bit of the corner off on the apex, helps you get more momentum on the exit, and we're on a purple lap here, so we're actually on a pretty decent lap time. Now into these 2 tricky right hand corners, down to 4th gear. I realised that using 4th gear on that corner was actually a bit better than going down to 3rd, so yeah, using 4th, then 3rd gear for this corner, and just trying to pick up that slipstream. We're just about in it now. We're not going to gain massive amount from here, we're only 1.1 second behind, so we're only going to gain possibly half a tenth to a tenth by the end of the straight. It's not going to be anything that extreme, but you can see they're battling up front, and this is really good for us because if they're battling into this corner, that means we're going to possibly get right up in the slipstream as they fight. You can see a lot of defending, cars weaving in front of them, looks like someone's outbraked themselves, and we're going to take that podium and up into P3. So this is looking pretty good, and now it's going to get really exciting all the way to the finish in this race. So we're going to go over the line on a reasonable lap time here, considering we didn't really have that much of a slipstream. Definitely could have got a little bit faster, but still not bad considering we only just started warming up on the race. And then chucking the car again, trying to hit that apex. Took a little bit too much curb off there, but now we're right behind the battle for the lead. Let's see what happens as we come through here. You can see a nice undercut move trying to go around the inside there, tucking back underneath the car. That opens the door up for me. We see the gap, tucking between that gap and up into P2. A nice little move there. Great attempt of a move by the car in P3, but it just didn't work, and that gave us the opportunity to put ourselves up into P2. You can see now on this replay camera P1, P2, P3 and also P4 in that slipstream. P4 just hanging on in the background there. So this is going to be a fun battle all the way to the finish for the win in this race. So into this long straight, trying to get a good exit off the tight right hand corner. And now we've got the slipstream. Now we've got to try and see if we can drag our way past this car. Now annoyingly, we're a little bit too close to the car in front. Normally you don't really want to be that close when you get in the slipstream. You want to be a little bit further back so you get that momentum all the way down the straight. We're going to try and hang it around the outside now, so we're going to have to brake extremely late into this chicane. So braking as late as we can, almost on the white line, using 2nd gear to slow it down, taking the corner almost perfectly. Going to go for an undercut there. He actually gets a better exit. Smart driving by the guy on the inside. He's going to go up the inside now, and some really good racing here. So we're going to tuck back underneath him and try and pick up the slipstream now going into turn 1. We're not close enough to go for a move into turn 1, but we're just going to put him under pressure now for the final lap. Can we find a way to get back past him on this final lap? So again, he makes a little mistake there. We're going to try and go around the outside. This is a very, very risky move, very difficult to do. He gives us the space, we give him the space, no contact. Absolutely amazing racing, and this shows you just why people love playing Gran Turismo. I know we have the odd dirty driver every now and then, but I have to say I've had a lot more good races than bad races in the last few months. It's been absolutely amazing. Now we're picking up that slipstream again. Going to go for a little fake. He doesn't fall for that one. He covers the inside. Then we're going to go back to the left. We're going to try and do a little bit of an undercut here. So we force him to the right. Now we've got the inside line into the right hander, and we're going to go side by side onto the back straight now. Absolutely amazing racing. This is brilliant. So you can see we give it a little lift off the throttle here because I want to pick up a bit of slipstream. So a little lift off the throttle. Now we're going to pick up that slipstream, and hopefully that will give us some momentum to go for the move into the final corner. So getting that slipstream, going for a little fake there. He doesn't fall for it. He knows our moves. He knows we go for that fake. So he's going to stay to the left. And now we're going to have to do the same move again, holding it as late as we can. He brakes very late. We're going side by side, a little bit of contact, but that's all good. And then as we come through, we get a massive whack from the car behind. Now, I was in the lead here and could have took the win, but I felt that wouldn't have been just. So we lift off the throttle, let him back through, and just make sure he takes that position, because yeah, it wouldn't have been right to take that position off him because it wasn't his fault what happened. Although it wasn't our fault we got hit, but I still feel it would have been a little bit wrong to take the win. So watching it from here, we can see P3 just goes straight into the back of us and pushes us into the guy in front. So he just floors it into us there. A little bit of a connection. Don't think it was deliberate. I just think it was just the momentum he had. But I decided to back out of that one. Let P1 take the win, and we take P2 for an absolutely brilliant race. And that is what Gran Turismo is all about. If you enjoyed that race, make sure you let me know in the comments what you thought of it. Brilliant racing. Should I have backed out? Should I have carried on and took the win? Personally, I wouldn't have felt just taking that win with gaining it through getting hit from the car behind. So yeah, just my opinion. Let me know what you would have done. Anyway, I'll see you all again for more videos in the future. Thanks again for watching, everyone.